Yo, all right. Today is April 12th, 2025. We're gonna try to quickly go over yesterday's trades. But something I want to start off with is this
If
here.
the last trade was a winner, it means that this trade could have a different outcome. It could be a loser. If the last trade was a loser, it means that this trade could have a different outcome. It could be a winner. Don't feel like there's anything wrong with you by thinking in the previous way, because our minds are wired to think that way. That's why it's so difficult for many people to break through into this ability to think in probabilities and to break into this threshold of consistency, is because we're working in some cases against natural wiring. It is natural for our minds to say, if this is what happened the last time, if the circumstances are identical or similar this time, then the same thing's going to happen. What I'm saying to you is you have to step into an exercise where you consciously disconnect the two. In other words, your whole purpose is to disconnect this now moment from what happened the last time. Because there is no connection. The reality is there's no connection. That's the truth.
So what it's basically saying is that every trade is gonna be no trade is 100% accurate. Every trade is gonna be the same thing. So you have to basically um not subjugate yourself to believe that each trade will work out the same way. The same way probably each month will be the same way, all right? Because last month I was saying over and over again from April 4th to 28th, I reduced my amount of I reduced my size to like the minis, the micros, and I was trading I believe one micro, the two the most, and I had just large stop losses, but my max loss for the day was $100, and I was able to grow um, $600, $500 or $600, I believe, right, from here to here. Being able to have that large swing of stop loss, even though I didn't need it for for most of those trades, because I had very good entries, and then I said, okay, let me size up, and then I started not having as tight of risk, um, or I was exiting early some of the trades, or I was getting hit. So and like so, for these here, I had maybe one or two bad days. Um, right, and those bad days are just what happened on these 3 days. These were just all bad days and account blown. And then so I said, okay, something is wrong. It's either the trading style was wrong, or what can I do, right? So I did change the variable. I changed the amount. I changed a lot of different things. I should have just kept what I had and just gone up to 2 micros and continued, and then gone up to 3 micros and continued, and gone up to 4 micros and continued, right? Versus going straight to E minis, which is 10 times the amount, right? That's probably what I should have done, but I told myself I had a goal to bring the account back up to 500, and then I would size back up. And I'm glad that I honored that goal, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have known where I stood, right? Or I probably would have done something way different. And there's another one that I want to share, which is this idea of taking 20 trades exercise, right? This is what I was essentially working on doing.
And this one's a loser. Taking the 20 trades in a row, losing. Okay? And then you fixed all these variables. And so you say to yourself, I'm going to take the next 20.
Like a fixed stop on. So
If
it doesn't matter as long as it's
if your
defined.
sophisticated market goes X number of how far you're going to, they are either on or they're not. Mathematical formula does not know what the outcome of that. No, it's a loser.
No,
You get a signal, you put on the trade.
Paper.
That makes sense, doesn't it? That there has to be anything more there. It's the risk of every trade.
So basically, we're saying that you're going to back test your strategy and forward test your strategy. So take 20 trades total. Do not change anything. So if your max stop loss is 2 points, it's 2 points. If your entry is, when the market does a candle, it does a certain candle, a hammer candle, or a long body candle, or a trend break, you do that, right? You don't change anything for 20 trades until you get 20 trades exactly identical, so that way you can see, okay, what's working and what's not working. Can I improve? Do I need to change something? Do I need to add to it? Do I need to add more size? Do I need to reduce size? Do I need to wait for better confirmation prior to my trend break? Anything like that. But don't change anything until 20 series of trades, and then you repeat the process again. Once you change one thing, you repeat it with another 20 series of trade without changing anything large, right? So you want to keep it very minor, and don't change anything while you are doing this investigation stage, right? Don't go and just go far left field or start changing every small stuff because something entices you to change something or something catches your attention. So keep them always the same, right? And that's pretty much what he's said. I believe might say it in this exercise here, but this is a YouTube Instagram video where it's 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds, where he explains everything. So and this person might say the same thing here, so I'll look into them. And then there's also this guy here, and that's, well, Mark Douglas is a guy, but the person in this thing is also doing that. So trade perimeter, define edge, 3 to 4 sets of trade simple with journaling. Max risk is 200 bucks. Daily goal is 2.5R. Max daily loss is 1.5R. Right. For me, something would be a daily max. A risk per trade would be 100 bucks. Right. My daily R goal, I don't have one. I just go 1 to 2 trades. And then I'm going for from level to level. That's basically it. I like level to level is what I'm really going for. And then my max, and then so basically it's 1 to 2 trades, and then from level to level, and then my max loss is basically two trades, and I'm just stopping. Maybe 3, but 2 trades and I'm stopping. Depending on if it's 2 total losses, I should just stop and walk away. Right. All right. So let's get into my trade. I took 5 trades yesterday. I'm staying in the practice account. Look at this shit. Alright, I took 5 trades yesterday. Alright. This is on 5 micros, and this is on. So this was frustrating. I think it seems like I remember these 3, and I forgot this first one. That's why I said I only took 3 trades. No, I took 4. So let's pull out the video and go over those trades, and then we'll go about our day. Alright. Alright, so first trade came at 940, right? So I didn't have a good handle of the market. There's nothing here that catches my attention. So okay, I kind of like this absorption candle, but then it got destroyed. I kind of like this absorption candle, but we got that. Then I said, oh, we have a strong selling candle right here. I like that. We bounce off of it here, bounce off of it again right here, right? Nice little move for it's probably targeting the lows here. This is about 30 plus points, right? So I still marked it because it's still available. Price comes to it. This probably could have been my entry, but I go down into my range chart. But this probably would have been my entry, right? So 94 and 19. So here it is. This is happening.
Order filled.
Right, that's when I enter. Right around 290, and that. Let's pull up our range chart so we see what exactly that I was looking at. Alright, so my range chart, what I was looking at was was looking at this here, right? So we had a sell. Look like I entered on this buy. Or did I enter on a buy, not a sell? Right? I needed another sell. Alright, so we had this little sell off here. Price came back to it. And I marked it. Probably not the best area to mark, but it was a resistance area, so that's why I marked it. So I should have from here moved my stop loss to break even. Apparently I don't have this thing drawn yet. This should be the yeah, this is the trade. I entered here. Price had a nice little move. I should be at break even now. That's what I usually did with my other trades, having my break even. But price, right, this is a nice full body range. I should have just put it at break even. Maybe even after this candle here, right? So, and then we're trying to break the lows, right? We're not worried about any of the other time frames right now because they're not too concerning, but we do have an absorption level here, but we don't have anything here that says price should go back up. But that's exactly what price does. As you can see now, price comes back up, and I should have been out at break even, right? I shouldn't have even let this trade come back to me. I think we're at my 2-to-1, or my 1-to-1. I think that's why I drew that that purple line. Cause I said, oh, where's my 1-to-1? So I can move it. But usually the price is at 0.5-to-1. I'm moving it to break even. That's what helped me before. But we're basically at 1-to-1. I should have been at break even, but I didn't. I got stopped out for full amount, which is 518.75 at break even. I wouldn't have taken a loss, right? So that was the first trade. Second trade came in at 10.32. That one lasted quite a bit of time. All right, this was a great trade, right? I don't know why I entered in the buy though. This should have been a sell. So it was a great trade as far as maybe a trend break. I don't know. Maybe I do trend breaks. I don't know. But I got stopped out. We sucked. Balls. Right, and there was nothing else after this. I should have just exited after we got back above the sell. Right, I shouldn't have let it run its course. This is stupid. All right, because I'm a seller, not a buyer. And then here we have a double bottom. All right, let's go on to the next trade. Let me move this out of the way for now. I might bring you back forward. All right, so next trade came in at next trade came in at 10.32. So I waited patiently. An hour went by, which is smart. So we have an absorption candle, 1 minute absorption candle. I'm pissed off about this one. This one I'm pissed off about because we came to that one and price just bounced. So we had sellers already happening. You can see that price started selling, came to it, hit that level, and then price just said, all right, let's freaking reverse, right? And then it went back up to it. But I'm still waiting for something to make sense to me. But look at that, another opportunity, not able to take a trade. That was frustrating. We had absorption right here, absorption right there. Actually, yeah, this is very frustrating. All right, when you see this happen and work out, that was frustrating. Pull back, boom, boom. This probably would have stopped me out. It's just how rigid price is moving. But I had to take this. Look at this shit, right? And then, okay, I'm at the 5-minute now. We had a 5-minute absorption. We have a resistance level. This didn't have a resistance level. I could have just taken that trade. It worked out, and then just gone down to the next one down there. Right, we had a resistance level. We had buying, but we couldn't get below the resistance level. We pulled back in. We had selling, but we couldn't get below the resistance level. We pulled back in. And then I'm still waiting. And then we create a bottom part down here, which caught my attention. All right. and then I entered at here, right? Because we had um, something happening. It looked like we're bouncing. So at 59, I entered, and I'll pull that one up.
Order filled.
All right, so I entered there, which I don't see on this one here. I don't think this is trade two. I don't see it. All right, this looks more like it. Okay. All right, so this is where I entered at. So we had buying, somehow it entered me down here, right? We had a nice double bottom. I like this buy, boom. A lot of volume, came back down, boom. And then price was moving up. We had a double bottom and price moved up. I probably could have entered here, stop loss down here. We had a nice double bottom forming here, right? The goal was, main goal was take profit here. But I did not mark this until later. We had a wick from the 30-minute selling, right? This is it right here. This should have been okay, something for me to be cautious of, worry of. We also have absorption levels right here, right? And then NQ also had the same thing, right? So here goes the trade. So once we start to reach that this here, we do a reject, right? And I am up a good amount. Right, so this trade looks like it wants to go, right? Cause my stop loss, it entered me down here. My stop loss is basically right here, and my goal is that. I know it looks greedy, but that's where I want the price to go. All right, we have the resistance area. Probably could have taken an exit here, but it's not 2 to 1 yet. I think I did an adjustment eventually. Here we go. So we hit that level and we rejected, 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 and then boom, right? So I told myself when we have green, I should exit. Right, we had my 2 to 1. Right, I should have exited this trade. Right, I am up from 70 to 315. So 10, 20, 30, 45 points. 45 fucking points on one E-mini. 45 times 50 is a lot. Alright, and I am in one contract, but I want this move. 45 times 50 is 2,250 bucks. It doesn't get sweeter than that. 2,250 bucks. Right, I just did not notice this right here. Alright, so I'm still holding price, and then price does, this here comes back down, come up. Then I adjust my stop loss. I said I'm not gonna let price go negative to me. I'm gonna at least hold. I'm going to at least keep 10 of these points. Right, if I'm up 70, price goes up 45 points. Now if I'm came to 7, price goes up 45 points. I'm not gonna let price go back to break even. I'm gonna at least keep something, 10 bucks, right, or 10 points, and that's what I did. So I adjusted my stop loss to that, right? So let's move forward. All right, so this happened at around 11 o'clock. So we're reaching 11. So this is what happens, right? This pisses me off. Price comes down, nicks me out. And when I say nicks me out, right? I don't see any volume because we're on a 5-minute chart. I don't see any volume. We have strong buying. The minute it nicks me the heck out, right? This still looking promising. It's still holding. Right? What time did I get stopped out at? Exactly 11. Okay. So 13 more minutes. All right. And I'm playing in real time, and then I'll be leaving soon. All right. Look at this shit. Stop me out. Boom. Bam. 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 I said, what the fuck?
Fucking kidding me.
Spin it back. Look at this. Look at this shit. If this is like this, I would have been like, oh man, so this is happening. Let me move the stop loss. Right. This would have just been me tracking. Look at this shit. This you're fucking kidding me. Right. Look at this shit. Right. It might as well just like this would have been tracked. Um. Right. This pissed me the heck off. This pissed me the heck off. To see that happen. Let's see if I can bring up the chart. Man, this was so upsetting. It was so upsetting. Um, this was so upsetting. Let's go to the 20. I don't know why this is not at 20. All right. This is it right here. All right. Right here. This is it. All right. And we still did go to my goal of 53.40, but that's after coming back down. We came right back down to that same level that I marked over here. We came down to it, and I didn't catch this move, which I wish I did, because look at this aggregation, boom, came back down and moved up. That would have been a great trade, right? It's also a support, a resistance level here, a resistance level there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find something. Maybe I have to wait till where there's resistance on both ES and on that trade. So when I'm looking at it, there's double resistance. Enter the trade. Fuck it. I don't know. It's a thought. So what I was trying to do is share how price, right, it nicked me out right here, right? Because I had my trade at 80. I came at 7. I had my trade at 80. We went as low as 79, like right down to 1, and it just said, all right, fuck this guy. Went up 46 points, right? Until that's a whole 11 o'clock candle. All right. So let's let this finish playing out. Probably let it play into our time speed. All right. This is quite a bit of upsetting. Okay, what I also wanted to share was how could I have managed it? Right, I would have been looking for an exit. I would have just been moving as we go. Oh, I don't know what's going on. All right, and either we get to the top or not, because this is extreme volatility. We got back to the top of this, and I think at the time afterwards, yeah. See, that's where I had set my goal. I said, okay, I'm going to exit up here if I can.
Fucking kidding me.
Right, and look how close we get to. We get so close to that level, right? Probably like 20 more points, 10 more points, probably about 10 more points. What's the high on that one? High is 25.75, so about 15 more points. We're right there, all right? And it freaking went after just nicking me out, right? But what can I do? I can't do nothing about it, right? And I think I had thought about entering again, but when I was so upset about this trade, it pissed me the hell off. I didn't know what to think, what to do. I said, screw it, I need to walk away. But obviously, price wanted to come right back down to this level where we had that buying, where we had this buying on that 5 minute that supported it. We have resistance here, right? So the resistance was at 52.62. This resistance was at 52.62. Let me mark it. Five-minute R 52.62. 52.62 what? 52.62.25. All right. So this is that here. Oh fucking wow! It fucking matched up. Look at that. Came right back to it. Wow, it matched up. and bounce. I don't remember price going that low, but let's look. No, price didn't go that low. 52, 62, 25. So I think my range chart was just off. Look at that. I think my range chart was off. Because for some reason, here we go. Did this 52, 62, 25, but look at that. It just doesn't match up. We came down to like 70 or something. All right. 52, 62, 25. We came down to it on here. It's like, so I don't know why my range chart and these two are two different things. So maybe it was market manipulation. Let's go back a little bit, because this is like $52.71, $52.71, right? Like I said, when I entered, it entered me way down here versus up here. But so it was a lot of something going on yesterday. But there goes price at 52.62, the same area that created the this here. So maybe I just move them to the charts as we go, to match up, and then price came back to it and held, right? So 52.62.25. I'm gonna put a bubble around it, and then let's go to the regular chart because I have them up. Now it's showing 52.62.25. It doesn't show that. It shows it now. See, now it's showing 52.62.25. Isn't that some shit? But here it doesn't show 52.62.25. It's showing its own thing, 52.71. Something was definitely off. And I'll share this with my in the group, because what the heck. Okay, so we did come down to 52.62.25. Okay, all right. So it's just me. So I'm gonna say this is some bullshit. All right. So we can see that we came to that same level and we're bouncing off of it. We came to the same level and we created, boom, a double bottom, almost a triple bottom, right? And then stop loss there. So risking about this much here, 12 points, right? Looking for the buy. So we have a buy here and then two buys, right? Usually I think two buys is good enough. And then price just went. So maybe I have to move my resistance levels to my thing to see, do we have a matching pair? If not, don't take the trade. If we do, take the trade. All right. So do we have matching pairs all around? All right. So that was that trade. I didn't get the second trade. I did take the trade a second time around that same area. Somehow I think I closed it out by mistake. Yeah, somehow I closed it out by mistake. I'm not sure what happened. It felt like the whole thing went away. So 11:42. 11:42. I took a buy. I don't know if it was this one here. So I was waiting for price to make sense. Price came back down. So right about there, I took a buy. And this is bouncing off of the 1 minute level and the RSI level. If I can find it, I'll show it. Let's go here. Absorption. I think this is it right here. Alright. So this is it here. Alright. Price was just bouncing. We had a strong volume here. A lot of selling. Price came down And I should have waited for this candle. This should have been my entry where buyer stepped in. We had this, and then I said, oh, I like how this is. I should enter here, and then move my stop loss there. And then price came down, stopped me out because I moved my stop loss to break even because we were about halfway there. So I moved my stop loss to break even. I got stopped out, which sucks here. And then price just broke through and went to target. So that was frustrating. It was frustrating. So another trade that worked out without me. This trade, the first trade was probably the worst trade. I'm gonna figure out why it was bad. I think we didn't have absorption level on the line on the thing. Um, didn't have the resistance level on the 20 range chart, but that could be it. All right, so that's that trade. Then I took two more trades at 14. So I waited all freaking day. So it's gone fishing. And then at 14:30, 14:22. Right here, I took a long. No, I have a strong buying here. I took a long from this level. I don't think this one has a looks like I stopped taking screenshots. I must have been frustrated. No. Okay, I have a screenshot for trade 3. Trade 3. Alright, here it is. The trade 3. Alright, so this is the 380, 70. Yeah, this is it. But see, we don't have a resistance level here. We don't have a resistance level there. This is just that candle here. So usually I think we need a resistance level, double resistance level better. So that one was frustrating. Price just stayed, and I think I ended up closing it out by mistake, and I ended up taking the trade again, same spot. So I didn't take, so that's why I didn't have any other thing. And then I shut it down because I needed to do something. But the goal was to get to this level if price couldn't break, because we had something here. I don't know what it is, but something red is up here. Let's move back a little bit. Something red appeared afterwards, as you can see. That wasn't there. Let's see if that's just my thing that I drew. It's there, but I don't see it. Okay, so it's my thing that I drew. All right, which is about I was looking for the 1-to-1. So this is 2-to-1. So I was like, okay, maybe I can get here, move my stop loss to break even. The goal is to get to 54.20. All right. So did we ever reach 54.20? No. All right. We stopped it. We stopped here. There was something that was drawn because something was happening here, and I don't know what it is, but that's where we stopped. So let's see, what do we have at this level that may have caused some impedance on my trade, maybe from the 1 minute. No, 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 I don't know. There's something here that I drew and I can't find out what. Let's go to this here. Maybe it's that, but I really don't have anything. I think I had something right here. How big is this? This is 7 minutes, so it's probably a 5-minute time frame. So strong buying. Oh yeah, this candle's weird. Look at that. I've never seen this on a candle before. That's a long body candle. Usually from hammer candles, yes, like that. All right, like this. But this caught my attention. I said, "What the fuck is this shit? This doesn't make sense." So I said, "Okay, I'm gonna draw that one out." All right. If anything, this will be something that stops us because this I never got in on the candle. I never got in a long body candle, and then we just basically we held that. We held that. All right. It didn't draw any resistance or any support lines, so I thought it was odd, so I drew the marker, and then I just got frustrated, and I went to go do something, and I just shut down the computer. I would have got stopped out anyways. Bam. No, I would have gotten my. No, I would have got stopped out anyways, cause I would have moved my stop loss to break even. So I ended the day. I ended the day. I know this is longer, much longer than I expected. I ended the day positive, but I for some reason I just feel unhappy because I think it's more so because this trade here was astronomically in my direction, and then this trade here worked out without me after 11:42. I closed it out already. I think because of that last trade there worked out without me. Um, After I being stopped out, so twice. So got stopped out on this one here, got stopped out on that one there, and got stopped out on that. It was fucking shit, man. It was just like a stop me out party. So actually just this one. I missed this one. I thought about entering here. The stop loss there. This would have been a nice trade also. So we finally moved up. Stop loss would have been down here, and I would have ran. All right, it's a nice. This is a nice trend line. All right, that's it. I'm done. It's too many variables. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta figure out how to reduce some of these variables. All right, I'm out.